Hello and welcome back to the X-Men movies. And now, as promised, we're doing X-Men Origins, Wolverine, made in 2009, across April and May. Apparently, that first release at Sydney. Figures.
Oh, what a special release! 2009. This was when DC animated flicks were starting to take off, with stuff like Superman and Batman Public Enemies. I bring this up because we also did a commentary on that movie. Spoilers, it's at
Anyway,
least 10 times better than
Anyway,
this one.
this is
directed
this.
directed by Gavin Hood. I don't remember what else he did, but
So
it's but the screenplay is by
David
Dwibs' old friend, and also Dwibs' old friend Skip Woods. Don't ask. I don't
Goody.
even know how he managed to get entangled in this, but I just say that his footprint, handprint
He's
is
not
in this
gotten better
movie.
since Hitman.
No.
Oh,
Honestly,
yeah.
as usual, I think it's a good time to remind. At the time of his recording, he still hasn't been cast, hired for writing anything, ever since 2015. So the years are still going by.
So let's
We're
put
waiting
things in.
eagerly his next work.
So
Alright,
let's put
let's,
things in perspective, people. Him ruining this picture didn't get him out, but the Hitman movie did. I'll go more into this after we start the movie.
Anyway, start before the Fox logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 3, 2, 1, click.
So, of
Yeah, I'm
course,
gonna-
where was I? Oh, yes, as fans thought, X-Men 3 The Last Stand would be the worst X-Men movie, and it could not get any worse than
Little
that.
did we know that this was. And,
3 years later,
and you know
this
what's the
came out.
funny thing? This is the actual only X-Men movie I actually saw in theaters. Not even kidding. It was kind of a moment where you needed. It was like those kind of moments in your life where you need to have your father-son bonding moments. So we did some things together, and some other things included going to see movies, and this was one of them.
All
First
right.
one- the first one I saw in the cinema was the Wolverine. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the Northwest Territories in Canada not formed till 1870 or so?
I don't know that part of history.
Someone may have
But
failed at history.
anyway, as you may imagine, in case you are one of the two people who don't know, this is a story about Wolverine from his birth till basically the sometime before the first X-Men movie.
Okay, a bit of backstory on this
Unfortunately,
project.
Unfortunately, for everyone really, this is considered one of the worst X-Men movies in the series, and in my personal opinion, even after recent events, I still think this is the worst one.
Yeah, I honestly, I have to agree. Like honestly,
Dark Phoenix was just disappointing. This is just
well,
flat out
even
bad.
considering just the news ones, on Dreams, honestly, if you compare it, I could consider Apocalypse a bit worse.
Oh,
Dark
God,
but
yeah.
that's a topic for another day. For the purpose of this movie, also, yeah, think about this. Wolverine is actually called James.
Well, that is his
I
real
don't even
name.
remember if it's like that in the comics, but I don't think so.
Basically, Tio, in the comics, his real name is James Howlett. Get it?
Before he decided to call himself Logan.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, his dad is dead.
He's a dead.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a child performance that will...
Yeah, who's this child actor? Troye Sivan.
He's an Australian singer.
Oh, cool, he's Australian,
Okay.
just like Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
His career has been going pretty much nowhere. He's done the Spot the movies. I don't even know what they are.
I thought his hang on, I thought his claws were metal initially.
No,
Actually, they
it's
started off
legit.
as bones.
His powers start. That's stupid. His
I meant,
powers started like
meant,
this.
not adamantium, but they were like very
No.
thinner bone.
No, actually, yeah, it's technically still bone. It's only after he gets the adamantium skeleton will it become metal.
Hi,
Oh no,
son.
he killed his dad.
Wow,
Well,
that's yeah, that's very
well, we
dark
don't-
and all that.
Well, we never come back to this, so
no, pretty much. No, honestly, we could have completely skipped this section or glossed it over.
But it's called Origins Wolverine.
Hey, why don't we just throw in his mother committing suicide to make it all the more dark? Like,
Sorry, Joe. We're not allowed to see her anymore in the movie.
I mean,
It's almost worse than Disney.
okay, I've seen good child actors. This is not a good performance,
See
mind
who's
you.
young Sabretooth? Michael James Olsen.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sabretooth and Wolverine as brothers. I'm going to get a mark on that.
That's fan fiction tier.
And the BS meter says that's a 7.5. Like, yeah, that's not how it is in the comics.
Oh, get this, Drova and Dwibs. Cody Smith McPhee was originally supposed to be cast as young Logan, but he decided instead to do the road with Viggo Mortensen.
And he'll later go on
Why?
to be
Nightcrawler
Oh my god.
and Dark Phoenix.
Okay, yeah. When it comes to contenders for worst X-Men,
And now montage.
Oh, goody.
Basically, it shows that Wolverine and Sabretooth will keep running and running and running, and apparently decide to fight in each and every major war conflict because why not? I guess.
And Civil War! Not gonna lie, okay, this actually is an interesting idea. Seeing how Wolverine goes out throughout history, I mean, you know, that's actually the good makings for a movie.
The only problem is it's just a montage.
Yeah! Okay, because screw
The
seeing...
origin. This is supposed to be the origin part, and we skipped most of it only to tell a story later on.
And they skip all the way to
almost
World...
at the tail end of his origins.
Hey, I love how they skip from the Civil War to World War II. Like, yeah, there's nothing interesting in
that's
between
one,
those two
Jova.
worlds.
Well, I am.
Yeah, that's World War One. Joe, I remember the trenches.
Well, actually, I think World War II had some trenches in it too, but then again, maybe not as much.
All right. This film. Actually
Oh,
doesn't
Kevin
have-
Durant.
Okay, bad child actors aside, this film actually has a decent cast. It's got Hugh Jackman, obviously, Lev Schreiber as Sabretooth. It's got Danny Houston as the guy we're going to be seeing in a minute.
Now that's World War
Oh,
II.
goody! Taylor Kitsch, the box office poison
There you go,
guy.
Jova. Now we're
Okay,
in World
yeah.
War II with the Normandy landing.
Although again, it's my opinion, but it's a sad thing is that this wasn't the worst movie that Taylor Kitsch was in.
Oh, goody. Let me guess. The worst one you consider is John Carter Battleship. Oh, hi,
I'll
Ryan.
take either of
And
those.
Ryan Reynolds, of
Okay,
course.
not gonna lie, that dolphin flip there looks hilarious.
And okay, here's another problem with the choice of director. Gavin Hood's resume up to this point was drama, not action.
But, well, to be
And
fair,
now
Dwibs,
there's
it's
drama.
Wolverine. It's all about drama. Like, seriously, though, look up the backstory of Wolverine in almost any comic that's
Music
brought up.
by Harry. Let me
Harry
check.
Gregson Williams.
What else has he done?
He
Let me
did the music for most of the Metal Gear Solid games.
Interesting.
Well, I guess that actually could be an interesting fit.
Yeah, still Vietnam. It's raping time.
Oh yeah, it turns out Victor grew up to be rather psychopathic. Why? I don't
Gee,
know.
well-
The movie
well,
never goes
Well, I
into
have a
that.
theory. When you start to, starring in every single major war conflict where your character is involved with, and you're basically immortal. Either you go insane or you start enjoying killing people.
I guess, except Wolverine never turns out like that, so why the heck
Don't
is
you see,
Victor
Joe,
like that?
because he's such a good guy. He manages to keep a perfect haircut, despite everything.
Speaking of Stan Lee.
Oh, hi,
Stan
Richard
Lee-
Donner.
Apparently, Stan Lee did agree. To
Wait.
do-
Richard Donner is an executive producer in this?
Well, yeah, I mean, his company has been producing the X-Men movie since the start.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Anyway, as I was
Go on.
Stan Lee did agree to do a cameo, but he couldn't make the trip to Australia where they were filming it.
Oh.
Well, it's funny how Stanley ends up kind of missing out of some of the worst movies when you get down to it. He didn't get into this movie.
Yeah, you looked a bit different in next to. Just saying.
Oh, don't you see? He's younger.
Granted, this was backward in the 70s, I think.
Why does he sound like Dan Aykroyd?
I don't know.
Because,
He even looks like him too.
Because you're wondering, yeah, that's Danny Houston.
Yeah, fortunately, Danny Houston would go on to be in a much better superhero film, but that wouldn't be for another 8 years.
Wonder Woman, because you're wondering.
Yeah. How
He
funny.
played a hammy German.
People in bad DC movies go over to good Marvel movies. People in bad Marvel movies go over to good DC movies.
It's almost paradoxical.
So basically, Stryker here wants to
He's
join the
putting
special
together
team.
a team.
Or call it the...
The lame Avengers.
Yeah, Avengers was already taken.
Yeah, so we can't call them the Avengers. We'll call them the not Avengers.
Surprised we didn't call it... Oh, I forgot, actually. Do we call it X-Force?
Oh, God.
No, they don't call
Hey,
it.
Ryan.
Okay, not gonna lie, for the first few minutes, he gets the part down rather well.
That's kind of the problem, Jova. The screenplay gets, at least for now, for the time he's on screen, at least for now, the character of Wade is pretty much catch spot on in terms of being annoyingly and chatty like that. That's pretty much, nailed it. So what happens later on in the movie, I have not the faintest idea whose idea was it.
Oh, we'll get to that later, folks. We know you're all thinking it.
Speaking of production, according to Gavin Hood, the director, the scripting process of this film was an absolute mess, and that while they were actually filming in Australia, the script was still being written in Los Angeles.
Oh boy, Fred. Whoa!
Fred, we'll get to him later.
So they pretty much had to faxed bits of the script over while they were still filming the thing.
Chili sounds like a recipe for success.
This guy is Agent Zero, played by Daniel Hannay. Or called sometimes Maverick. And yeah, will.i.am from Black Eyed Peas.
I'm not gonna lie though, he actually does a pretty he actually does a pretty good acting job. The problem is,
fair,
it's this movie.
To be fair, he's okay, and he's by far he's not one of the worst singers turned actors I've seen.
Yeah, he's actually been in some other movies too.
Also, he's surprisingly short.
Welcome to Nigeria. Oh, by the way, if you look to your left, you'll see Wakanda over there in the distance. Cloaked, obviously.
So, of course, since we're in
Don't have the rights to it, Jova.
Since we're in Africa, of course it's about smuggling diamonds. It's always about fucking blood diamonds. Also, is that... Yeah, that's Dominic Monaghan, Mary from Lord of the Rings.
Huh.
What the hell happened?
I don't know.
I mean,
Playing
okay.
The character of Bolt.
To be fair, in terms of people who got into this picture, at the time, this was supposed to be a solo... Whoa, okay, that's silly.
No.
I guess it's part of his mutant ability?
I don't know anything about Agent Zero, so I cannot tell you. For all I know, he's just a government agent with a bunch of acrobatic skills.
Anyway, as I was saying, to be fair, at the time, this was supposed to be a solo origins movie about the best-selling mutant ever, like to the point where he has a TV trope named for him with the fact that he is so popular he gets put on the covers of stories he's not included with. Who wouldn't want to be on a project like this? Never mind the fact that Skip Woods wasn't as infamous as he is nowadays. Like, it was back when he had something of a semblance of a chance. So I won't blame anyone who got involved with this movie, because as far as anyone would have thought, this movie was practically gift-wrapped to be awesome. So,
and yet they fucked it up.
Yeah, so we're here to answer the big question. How did they ruin it, Dwibs?
Well, like I said, because Skip was a writer. They were still writing the script in Los Angeles while they were filming in Australia. The Fox executives were not making life any easier.
Oh, what did they do this time?
Excuse me. Well, apparently, one time was while Gavin Hood was off set, Tom Rothman, who was the head of Fox at the time, had one of his sets repainted.
Oh boy.
Wow.
What else happened to help, quote unquote, with production?
Well, there were constant back and forth between the executives and Hood, they also did something a bit, so we say, a bit dodgy with this character.
Oh yeah. Not gonna
We'll
lie.
get to that. Again, though, like the character of Wade Wilson, despite being technically different as an origin from his actual, comic book origin, it's still pretty solid. They get the whole ninja skills, they get the annoying chatter and everything, the sense of humor and everything. It's perfectly gift wrapped as well.
Hell,
So...
I'll say this about this movie, wonky childhood scene aside.
Not to mention, Ryan Reynolds is just fitting the part. I really wonder if it was just Ryan Reynolds' idea or he was casted originally.
Oh god, don't foreshadow that, please.
Oh.
Whoops.
It's not teleports behind you, but it's close.
Nothing personal, son. Oh, they don't want the diamonds.
Why don't you take also the diamonds while you're at it?
Don't you see, Tio? He's a good guy. He's only here for vibranium.
Also, is that vibranium?
I mean, it totally looks like it, but nah. In this version, it's something else.
Actually, no. I think it's adamantium.
Yeah.
To be fair, in the comics, vibranium and adamantium coexist and have different properties, so it can make sense.
It's funny because in the MCU, vibranium is also used to replace adamantium in certain places where adamantium was originally used.
What language is he speaking?
I don't know. We are not getting subs for the people. No.
It came from the sky, just like vibranium. To be fair, though, this was consumed before
Just another
vibranium.
line to confirm you that the X-Men movies will not involve aliens until Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, the last one.
Okay, now you're being evil. So, yeah, that's a good question.
Implying he wasn't from...
Well, then you have to wonder why he doesn't just take the diamonds, too.
I mean, at worst, up to this point...
I guess he's already sticking rich.
Just generic army.
I mean, he's a government official, so I assume he makes a good salary.
Kill him.
That's right, Wolverine.
Ow.
You were such an animal when we worked together. Or no, that was actually Victor. You were apparently against all this. Yeah, what was that? What was that line again in X-Men 2? Oh, you wouldn't believe what we did together.
Yeah, we robbed we robbed a warehouse. You stopped him from killing an innocent woman.
You were an animal, dang it! An animal! With how you kept
Not
these
to mention,
people...
Wolverine, you allowed Wade to slaughter an entire set of guards. Your morality basically sets off only if a person is holding a weapon. That's nice.
Heck, yeah. Oh, we've done enough? Wait, what?
We barely done anything.
So, Wolverine, the ever hotshot, is suddenly not in on this because it's wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get that Wolverine has morals.
I get that he may be fed up with the conflicts and everything. But, if you're just fed up, just walk away like you're doing now. The idea that he's trying to convince also Sabretooth is just laughable.
Look, I get that Jimmy is his real name, but the way he says it just takes away from the fear factor that Wolverine usually conveys. Jimmy!
We can't let you walk away, and yet...
Jimmy!
Holy.
It's so stupid. Also, I feel so sorry for you if you were hoping that you will see more of the X-Force team, because most of them, you will never see them again.
And this is where we ended our original commentary. Yeah, fun fact, people, we actually tried to comment in on this originally way back before this movie was made officially non-canon.
As far as we know.
For several reasons, we didn't make it all the way through.
Anyway, 60 years later.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, this film loves to skip around a lot. That's a problem. It's,
Skip.
they introduce so many things, and yet they just
One shot for the ladies.
They just get waved off willy nilly.
Okay, here's where some of the problems really start.
That perfect hair. Okay, no, director. People, when they get out to bed, do not have a perfect haircut. Come on.
Even if they're money-rich celebrities like Hugh Jackman.
Speaking of which, instead, who's this woman played by? Lynn Collins, I think.
Okay, so here's where one of the big problems start to arise. This movie loves to go soap opera-ish. Again, now, okay, I guess the best way to describe Wolverine is this. He's part soap opera, part badass, and part superhero. And I do mean the soap opera bits.
Honest, if I had to say, it's not as too hammered in, like, say, Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, but it's still relatively heavy.
This is part of the problem here. Yes, I get that Wolverine has a lot of soap opera-ish elements to his character. The problem, though, is that there needs to be some balance, which this movie fails at. Spectacularly.
Oh, it's adorable.
Oh, I'm a fuzzy lumberjack.
Okay.
So, are we going to learn anything about this woman he's in love with? I think she's supposed to be the allegory for Silver Fox.
I think, yeah, it's Silver Fox.
Springfield, Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing that I noticed is that a lot of the Fox, mutant movies, love to use characters that have not necessarily obscure, but they had maybe the screen time or 1 or 2 stories tops.
Well, people were complaining that they.
So, Mary, are you missing Pippin yet?
Okay, so he's got the power to manipulate electricity.
Yeah, his character in the comics is called Bolt for this reason. Oop. It's like Uncle Fester. Ow.
Well, the light's off. Hey, the light's off. You get a prize.
Just in case you're wondering, this was supposed to be set still in one Marvel universe.
Yes.
People are dicks to mutants.
Shouldn't they be getting a prize? Technically, the light's off.
I think we don't care.
It's just like, oh, he's weird. Let's get out of it.
Aw, you look like you're having a nice, happy life in retirement.
I'm sure
well, we can't have that
wrong.
now.
Knock, knock, it's Knuckles. X gonna give it to you?
Pretty much.
Oh, shit!
Yes, that's my name.
I'm a vampire, after all. I mean, hey, according to comics, we do have vampires live in our own ranks. In fact, one of the X-Men's gonna be a vampire for years upon end.
But we don't own the rights to Blade, so,
And, I actually had to wonder if they would have made Jubilee a vampire.
Nah.
True, yeah, they would have actually had to remember that she existed.
They should have cared about Jubilee in the first place. So. What is this supposed to represent? That Victor is a bigger dick?
Oh, wait.
he likes light bulbs.
No, remember, it was probably before he used that trick to, burn the hand.
And there you go, guys. Wade Wilson is apparently dead, according to Victor.
Yeah,
I wish.
This film actually started off my hatred of off-screen deaths, because there's quite a lot of them in this movie.
Yeah. Let's start with this one, shall we?
Oh boy, just what I needed. Angry Hugh Jackman in the night. Yeah,
Oh, right,
that happens a lot.
Also that. I wonder how we had to explain this to her the first time.
I guess he just said,
By the way, sweetie pie, don't, every time I wake up from a nightmare, you best get the fuck out of the way.
Maybe that's her kink.
Oh, hang on, no, wait.
"Oh, apparently."
Yeah, I guess it really is her kink.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Dang.
We're not out of the way. We're not at Logan yet. You have to get the heck out of the way.
Apparently, she's used to this.
I forgot, Dwibs, is this PG-13?
Yeah.
So at least we have the right to one F-word.
Well,
Remember, Dark Phoenix uses it, although it wastes it completely.
Oh boy.
We've run a better example. First Class does it too.
Yeah, that too.
And Days of Future Past. Hi.
Hi.
And it's now. Yeah, hey, you know what it sounds like? It's.
This phrase so stupid. Like
Hey,
to say.
Wolvie, Hugh, you know what it also sounds like? It sounds like your accent's slipping. His accent does that a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
Seriously, what is up with Hugh's acting in this movie? It's like he knew this movie was gonna suck.
Would it interest you to know, Joe?
Get in a fucking car, Logan.
Hey, Jova.
Yeah?
Would it interest you to know he's a producer on this film too?
I mean, to be fair, he was.
I can see that
can
when
see
he
why.
wanted to supervise the project, but I'm guessing Skip Woods had the better hand. Yeah, I'm totally not responsible for that. Swear me, mom.
Someone is hunting down our old team. Gee!
Seriously, I know it's a bit of a spoiler, but I mean, movie 10 years old and everything. I don't get the modus operandi on Striker, honestly.
Okay, I do like this line coming up there though. Your country needs you, and I get that. I love this bit.
Yeah.
that is kind of, yeah. The country needs you.
Yeah, you're right. That line actually
He
was
was
pretty
acting
funny.
like General Zod. You will kneel before me.
Just to remind you, we're in Canada.
So yeah, technically, he doesn't have to listen to what Stryker says because, well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not an
Canadian
American
soil.
citizen.
I wish ballistic.
Oh,
experts
he wishes he could have had a father like that.
On it, not just that. I think he wants a child, but let me tell you, Logan. Hindsight. Let me tell you, with hindsight, having a child is not the best solution for you because Ducking in the comic is such a bitch.
But don't worry, you'll get a daughter figure eventually.
Yeah.
More than just a dollar figure, more like your little genes come to life. But we have that later.
Yeah, that's actually a great
Oh, great!
X-Men movie.
Because if there's anything I wanted, it's a movie that focuses on Wolverine's morals of being too much of an animal.
Not just that, I think we're about to explain why he wants to get the name of Wolverine. It's so stupid.
Yes, my own personal way.
Yeah, the face palm that says anything.
Oh boy.
Oh.
No, Logan, please! We have to keep this movie PG-13!
I mean, you're in Canada. Just invite them to get a beer. You should be fine.
And hey, it's and hey, you're both members of the Commonwealth, so why not have tea? Canada.
I wonder.
Australia.
Huh. Well, that guy backed off rather easily now, didn't he? Female powers of persuasion.
That doesn't age that well.
Guys. We should be calling it the X-Women, shouldn't we?
No, we're not yet to that.
Again, well, Joe, we've got 10 years and, well...
I mean, it just shows that some old habits die hard, especially the bad ones.
Which is interesting because Simon Kinberg was not involved with this movie.
Huh, surprising. He's usually involved in almost
I think we
anything.
want to explain
Fox.
it.
Well, Fox superhero was. There he met the Avatar Aang.
I think it's supposed to be a Native American legend, the spirits and everything. But still, basically, that's how Wolverine gets his nickname from. It's basically Kwekatsu or Wolverine. I think she tells it later.
Oh, goody. Now, I won't make fun of this religion, What I will make fun of, though, is Wolverine's motivation. God, that's awkward in hindsight.
Yeah.
Meh.
How tragic. That's racist, Logan.
Speaking of race, can you please pick an accent? I mean, he keeps slipping in between American, Canadian, and Australian.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a name. Never mind the fact that the original reason why Wolverine picked up his name is because he was short, hairy, and looked a bit like the Wolverine animal. No, it is because of a stupid Native American legend.
Oh yeah, have you guys heard about the infamous leaks of this film?
No. What's that about?
The film with missing special effects got leaked online 1 month before it premiered.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think I actually did hear about that.
It was a rough copy of the movie that got out online because some American guy bought it off someone else on DVD for $5. He ended up leaking it online, and well, he's probably in jail right about now.
I wonder if it's still available to find on the deep web or something.
I'm not going out my way to find out.
Oh yeah, I mean.
Oh, look at that! The
symbolism.
head of is that a Wolverine?
Think so.
Or a fox.
So you have to wonder, why did Sabretooth go out of his way?
It was silver.
Oh,
fox,
right.
The fox.
I guess.
Dude, come on. If you have to kill her, don't trash the car. It's important.
Especially with auto insurance.
You could nick it and sell it. You could fund your evil plan.
Whatever his plan is.
Go around killing people.
Just want to remind you folks that these guys engage in battle a lot during the first X-Men movie, but Sabretooth doesn't say a word to him.
Oh, funnily enough, you know the character that Dominic Monaghan played?
Yeah.
Originally, guess who was approached for the part?
Angelina Jolie?
Edgar Wright.
Huh.
Really?
The director, yeah, he turned it down because he didn't think he was a good enough actor.
Not just that. The role of Bolt in the movie is so minimal anyway, so...
Oh no, she's...
My
Wait
lover is dead.
Yeah, I guess we can tell she's dead, though that blood looks a bit fake. Let's see, no exit wounds.
Remember, it's a PG-13 movie.
I mean, I've seen plenty of PG-13 movies, even PG-13 Disney movies, that can make better looking wounds than this.
Get used to it, because it was also before. Most of these movies, Hugh Jackman screaming. I think it's a good representation.
So, I'm just gonna ask a question. So here's a good question. Why is this movie so cheap? Like, it is so cheap in so many ways.
Said it. The budget is $150 million, and it made the 373.1. Barely successful.
And needless to say, okay, this movie was the start of the X-Men Origins project. What's that? Essentially, they were going to make origin movies for each of the X-Men characters. So of course they started off with their most popular one, Wolverine.
Honestly, I don't see this. I honestly think this idea was nice enough. The problem is that they had such a terrible start that they canned off the project immediately.
Yep. Which unfortunately robbed a lot of other characters of their own respective movies.
When was First Class released, Dwibs?
2011. 2 years after this movie.
So at least the X-Men movies didn't die for long, at least.
No. Just the X-Men Origins project is what died. And
Yeah.
die it did. Again, they ruined it with Wolverine. That's like... I mean, I have seen so many other things that are way harder to get be pulled off spectacularly. I've seen Batman become a ninja. I've seen Superman fight the president. I've seen Superman as a flipping Russian, and that was handled better than this.
Oh, also another thing, in most of the fight scenes, there's a lot of shaky cam. So expect to be easy.
Why does this movie feel so cheap? Like, it's not just Hugh Jackman's acting, but the set design.
That's the thing,
feels
Java.
cheap.
If you don't remember, I think Chris Tallman said it best. The camera, the shaking camera. Sometimes it's used intentionally from the actors who think it's a good form of directing. You know, like a trademark or something. Problem is that it just makes everything so unwatchable as a result.
Well, again, it didn't help that, like I mentioned earlier, Hood's forte is drama, not action.
Again, you can have stuff involving drama with Wolverine, but by God, even the drama doesn't feel well done in this movie. Maybe it's because
Seriously, a bunch of logs. It's like the climax of Freddy versus Jason.
I mean, at least that actually went out on a silly note. This is just sad.
It was silly to begin with. This is supposed to be taken very seriously.
Wolverine, guys! Our wondrous hero!
Getting shoved around.
And still called Jimmy. It's so stupid.
Oh.
Oh.
We're gonna stand on his bones for a second.
Well, I think they need him like that.
Don't you see, Hugh? You and me can never seem to be in a movie together without causing anarchy and chaos. There was this, and then there was movie 43.
Which one was
Oh! Now he's stepping on the bones.
As for which one?
Bones come off. Yes, sir?
As for which one was worse, you decide. Either this one or the one where you literally had balls on your chin.
Also, just saying that if those were supposed to be bone, if those are supposed to be bone, they should have been actually bleeding if broken, because the inside of the bone is made of, actual living tissue.
It's kind of good you point that out, because that is incredibly suspicious.
And as we know, you treat your son so well.
Oh, wow. Hindsight.
Because you value your son's life really well.
I mean, he did. Until X-Men 2.
Well, that's the thing, Joe. We're not even halfway into this movie, and already this film's so inconsistent with X-Men 2. It's like...
I mean, not just X-Men 2. How about X-Men 1? Heck, even X-Men... Well... Okay,
well,
to be fair, X-Men 3 doesn't...
It's so disconnected with what happens here, but it's not even, what to call it.
Yeah.
That.
It's an interesting thing, though. Of the things they botched the most in this movie, they would later go on to make much better examples of those things that they botched here later on.
Oh, joy.
They made 2 much better Wolverine movies. They made 2 much better Deadpool movies.
They made a better Phoenix. Maybe not.
Jova the Dark Phoenix has nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was just comparing it to original stuff.
Anyway, yeah, we're finally getting to the point. We're finally getting to the point where Wolverine will get his adamantium skeleton.
That's
Or
right,
is it a
folks.
dam?
That's right, folks. All those clips and
Well,
everything.
considering it's like years before, maybe they built the dam later, I guess.
You
In
know,
30 years.
can I point out another issue? I get that the movie is called X-Men Origins Wolverine, but when you really get down to it, it should be called X-Men Mysteries Wolverine because
And also, Tio, not for nothing, but it was established it was a dam in X-Men 2 as well.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Sure it will.
Actually, I forgot because I haven't read that much comics where this may happen. But considering the regeneration factor, that's so stupid.
It's funny. Deadpool the movie did something similar to that, except that actually made better sense in context.
Did we mention Skip Woods rewrote this movie?
Rewrote it? Oh dear. What was the first draft?
I don't know. It was the first draft was written by David Benioff, who would later go on to create Game of Thrones.
Huh. Like all of Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
So, okay, good start. That ending, though.
And Game of Thrones ended badly, from what I understand.
Oh, that was because of the D&D writers, at the end for the final season.
Well, yeah, one of them was Benioff.
Oh, look at that! His dog tags. He wants new
And
ones.
And he, along with the other guy, are being entrusted to make a new Star Wars
Trilogy, yeah.
Wolverine. And there's the iconic dog tag. So there you go.
Got him because he got him from a bedtime story.
So let me point out part of the problem with this movie.
Oh, there's the dam.
Well, there's
there you
the
go.
dam.
So
But I don't think he got out for a.
I wondered, is this the same set that we use for X2?
No.
Oh.
Roman numeral 10. I have to point that out because it excuses us using X.
Alright, so down you go.
At least we have the decency to give him a rebreather.
Hey, we're 40 minutes in and we haven't even got him into his Wolverine status. That's a good sign.
Engage.
Why in water, though?
Don't you see
I
they're
guess
gonna
for
fill
the
it with...
cooling down. Remember, the metal has to be super hot in order to be drilled into him. Do it. Splosh.
Don't you see? Being drilled full of adamantium makes you see a lot of bad memories.
The idea is that his regenerating powers will make him able to sustain all the pain and the body damage.
Wait. The anesthesia wouldn't work on him? Why? That's not how his regeneration powers work,
Jesus.
Well, he has to make it, otherwise this will be a really short movie.
Yeah, and they kind of
be
create
very
a time
consistent
paradox.
with the previous ones.
And again,
It wasn't
considering
consistent enough.
Yeah.
considering the track record of this movie, would you be surprised that they killed Wolverine right here and then, only to say for the rest of the movie, oh, by the way, he's a zombie when he comes back. The end.
Yeah, he looks like a very good zombie in X-Men's 1, 2, and 3, though, Jonah.
It means the Wolverine. And that was the inspiration for the much better sequel to this movie.
Oh
Yeah.
no, Logan is really dead. I can't believe this.
Oh, shit. Well, that was X-Men Origins Wolverine. What are your thoughts, guys?
That was a short movie.
Yeah, it was crap, but at least it was shorter.
And hey, it was a good education on the dangers of just randomly wandering into experiments.
Totally dead. We're showing his flatline and everything.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh,
What?
He's alive.
no, Dwibs, you have to do it the Frankenstein way. He's alive! The thunder in the background. Old friend, seriously.
You know, maybe if you establish a relationship between these characters better, I'd
Not just
actually
that,
buy it.
anyone who has seen X2 will immediately know that he's bluffing, so all this charade is just pointless.
Again, yeah, the work they did together. They barely did anything together that the audience got to see.
You mean Genosha? We're too early for that. Oh,
Why? You just gave him adamantium. I want to get rid of him.
no, we just need to erase the memory.
This
Oh.
is idiotic. Why? Like, you made a promise, yet you intend to
And now
break it.
time for possibly the more iconic shot in the entire movie.
For better or for worse. Oh dear. I'm sure that was going to look awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty much the average reaction of any X-Men fan to this movie.
I'm sure that they thought this was gonna look awesome. But by God, him being naked.
Oh
just
no,
looks
a
silly.
naked Hugh Jackman is stalking me, run away!
That's not scary. That's something that teenage heartthrobs would latch onto.
No, he did not carve an X into a door and go out. He burst through a door and went out. Whee!
So...
I don't know, but even when he jumps from the distance, the
Wait,
angle
wait,
of the
wait,
legs
wait,
are made
hold
so
on.
that we can see.
I'm sorry,
Question.
wasn't the
Is that
dam on a
adamantium?
lower level during X-Men 2?
Yeah.
I
Also,
don't remember. Yes, Dwibs?
also, question: how heavy is adamantium?
Well, technically speaking, he should be a bit. Remember, that's how he kills Lady Deathstrike in X2.
Also,
So how is he not sinking to the bottom?
I guess he's strong enough to swim.
I guess, to be fair,
He's only just got the adamantium.
I don't know.
which is funny because there's later going to be a visual gag showing how heavy he is, so I guess he must be a really good swimmer. Despite the fact that he came out of such an intense process. Oh, look
at
at
this
that!
very old couple. I'm sure nothing bad will happen to them.
Mom,
Look
Pa,
at how
Kent.
alive they feel.
Let's see. Oh, Mom, Pa, Kent, is that you? Ben and May Parker?
Not all who
Not
wander
all
are
who
lost.
wander are lost.
Wink, wink. Oh, look at
Oh,
that,
man.
honey. A running naked Hugh Jackman. That's so nice.
I'll be right back.
I'm sorry, it just feels so stupid to see Hugh Jackman naked running around like he's Tom Cruise. Also, I get it that in the comics, when he first came out from Weapon X, Wolverine had that stupid helmet that it's a bit impractical to put in a movie. But come on.
It's not like we'd want to give the comic book fans any fan service. I mean, it's not like we made this for fans of it.
If anything, all the fan service was basic in the first act.
Unless we're counting this fan service.
Is that a It's a T-800 pose that you just
It
came
wa-
through time?
I do believe it was the T-800.
And considering he has a metal exoskeleton covered in skin, it pretty much fits.
Yes!
Yeah.
Honestly, maybe he was on the drugs for this movie. That would explain why he was so on board with this. And then when he sobered up, that's why he constantly gives this me accent slipping sort of performance. Again, it feels like he hates to be in this movie, yet from what I can understand, it's all to the contrary that he was all on board with this movie. Maybe it was at some point when he realized this movie was losing it. Do you think that was around the point where maybe
Possible.
they got to the whole Wolverine thing and, okay, time to point out another problem with this movie. The claws look horrible in this.
Yeah, we managed to get them decently in the first 3 X-Men movies. So what happened here?
It's like I say.
Reminder, this is Fox. They had Industrial Light and Magic for default for making their movies most of the time.
What is wrong? Look at this. Those are cartoon claws.
Yeah. This movie came out in 2009, and yet we have worse-looking
Oops.
claws in a film that came out in
Whoop.
2000.
Why have you turned this into an Adam Sandler routine?
Again, guys, isn't Wolverine so
it's
awesome?
Wolverine, but he doesn't know how to use his powers.
Yeah.
Rated PG-13.
Okay.
Although,
I think
although trust me, there is another far worse example of a movie that has worse effects than a film that came out years earlier.
Oh, don't
What
get me
was
wrong. I'm
it?
sure there
Oh,
is.
let me guess. Ballistic Kex versus 7.
No, I mean, in this movie, I mean.
Oh,
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. The CG claws are bad enough, but there's far worse in this movie.
Okay,
Well, I guess we'll get to it.
So, not gonna lie. Okay, finally, here, these two characters, these two old folk, could be an interesting outlet to see how maybe Wolverine formed a bit more of his morals here and there. There's just one little problem that's been
This entire
recurring throughout
sequence
this
is
movie.
skipped over very, very quickly.
Yeah.
There's no time for bonding. There's no time for decent dialogue and everything. It's just like an abridged version of the actual sequence.
Again, Logan would do the whole he meets a farm family much better.
Wow. So, okay. So let me get this straight. So not only did Logan do X-Men Freeze ideas better, it also did this movie's better. Then again, no surprise there.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll have to show you Logan one of these days, Joe. Or do you want to wait till we get to commentary?
Yeah, Logan's one of the few
We're
X-Men
not
movies
too
I
far
haven't
away from
seen
it
yet.
anyway, Dwibs.
Sorry, Tio?
We're not too far away from it anyway, Dwibs.
Let's see. After this movie, then we do First Class, then we do the Wolverine.
Days of Future Past. Well,
Days
yeah,
of
there's
Future
also
Past,
Deadpool.
Then Deadpool.
Well,
Then X-Men Apocalypse, and then Logan.
Well, we can. Well, honestly, Dwibs, at this point, we can treat after First Class, we can treat the Deadpool movies separately on their own.
We're having Shuri on there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh god, does that mean we'll have to explain the X-Men lore to her?
Not really. I mean, the
also, random trivia. I actually have slept in a stable once. Long story, was a camping trip and everything. It's actually not that bad.
Oh yeah, the hay can be very comfortable. My sister actually went to a horse
It's actually
camp.
surprisingly very well heated, even if they're not animals.
Oh?
Yeah, but hey guys, did you want to learn the origin story of how he got his jacket?
It was from this guy's sons.
I guess.
I mean,
like, I don't mind. It's just it's such a very odd way to explain. Like,
it's almost as it's almost as bad as Solo. When they explain the origins of some of the more lesser regarded stuff.
Well, that's the thing, Dwibs. Similar to that for this one.
That film's problem was the whole dice thing, even though the dice was just like a background thing that they all of a sudden made relevant. Here it's...
Oh, look at that! He is happy because he's got adamantium. He's put on
That's also the thing,
and it's all kind of, and it's really lame.
3, 2, 1, and... Sorry, we can't have any backstory from you guys anymore.
Yeah, see ya.
Seriously. Jesus Christ.
Are we in James and the Giant Peach now? That was just a cartoony zoom.
You're a terrible sniper.
But I thought his power was supposed to be he can shoot things really well.
No.
Yeah,
Don't you see, guys?
He needed 2 shots to take out the old lady.
Don't you see, guys? He was aiming for them just to really stick it to Wolverine.
Not even really to frame it, Dwibs, because we are just making sure. No, that's a big no.
Come get me. Again, this guy feels like someone who's being a tryhard. Like, he sees he's next to all these awesome characters, and he himself wants to be awesome, so he does all this stuff to try and compensate, and fails. Again, sequences like this should be awesome, but they just ruin it somehow.
This is basically the Michael Bay sequence. It's very super over-the-top action with very questionable special effects and serves no purpose other than to give the a cool shot near the end.
Okay. I'm going to paraphrase a bit from the quote taken from the sexual fan disservice TV trope page, and I'll apply what they said about a bad sex scene to a bad action scene. A bad action scene is like a half chomped up corpse or something. It's god awful to look at, and it's half of what you actually need for it to be living and breathing. That's essentially what this is. It has the ingredients to be awesome, but they clearly did not put in the time, love, and effort, let alone the animation or whatever effects they were using, to really make it convincing enough. Like, even Expendables, for as over the top as it is, at least keep stuff grounded enough.
There's also the fact that the Expendables has the advantage of being self-aware, while remember, all of this is supposed to be taken seriously, so...
And again, we get it.
For another shot, I think, one of the trailer
shots.
shots.
No. This somehow gets them off his track because the dust cloud.
Couldn't they just fly over it?
They had to stand still to let him do his extra super special shot. Well, to be fair, adamantium is pretty much,
That's also another thing. Stryker knows exactly what Wolverine can do, and with the fact he has an adamantium skull. So why does he keep sending soldiers that are so stupid that have no chance against tactics like that? This one.
Maybe he himself is stupid. Maybe this entire movie is just incredibly dumb.
Oh shit!
I believe I can fly. I believe I can suck this dry. This movie sucks, it's really bad all day. Just take this and fly away. Wow. Again, this should have been awesome, but it's not.
It's not even worth of the watch out you're gonna crash joke. So, is Agent Zero dead? Zero, what are you fighting for?
I guess it helps. I guess it helps to go back and check to be sure.
Zero, is Logan dead? I know I just heard a crash, but I'm gonna assume that was you killing Logan. Zero? Zero, I'm going to assume that you're alive. Zero.
Hello.
No, it's Victoria. What do you think it is?
Yes, I'll explain everything after I send my forces to try and kill you.
Trust me, please. It is definitely not a trap. Okay, I believe you.
Surprisingly, Logan is not that stupid in this movie. Though here's what I don't get.
Thankfully.
Why doesn't Logan let him tell him where to go and then just go and kill him? Oops. The audience barely got to know him.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't care.
But Wolverine does.
Oh, you just didn't. No.
Sure, why not?
No, that's so stupid. And here we go. And somewhere Michael Bay is orgasmic and doesn't know why.
Again, you'd think...
Oh, hang on.
That is stupid, and so are you.
You let him go out there with regular bullets, and you didn't give him the adamantium bullets.
Even if you bring it to that now, why don't you just, fabricate them in mass and give an entire squad to them? Just saying.
And you had the mutant that can fire weapons really well, and you just let him go out there and just do whatever.
Yeah, that was a good metaphor for the movie.
Oh, goody. Guys, are you ready for some more continuity?
Well, here's another problem. For a movie called X-Men Origins Wolverine, it likes to bring in quite a few of the other main series mutants, in this case Cyclops.
Yep, that's right. We're including Cyclops of all people. Why? I don't know.
It's not called X-Men Origins Cyclops, guys.
Actually, that's a good question. Is this the first time someone in school told him to take off the glasses?
I guess.
Because considering his powers basically are completely raw if he doesn't wear a protection and when he gets his eyes open,
I love how they had that cut to Cyclops to say, yeah, he's gonna be important.
Oh, I will.
There's where I am.
I mean, gee, it's almost like he was a raging psychopath when you left him. Oh wait,
Just
no,
saying.
you knew that! That's what he was doing! Wolverine should have known! Okay, and here's where the audience are probably asking again. How did Sabretooth become like this? I mean, sure, yeah, as a kid he seemed a bit volatile, but again, we don't really get to see much of why he became psychopathic, but Wolverine didn't.
So apparently Stryker got them hunting mutants, and it was too much for
them.
So, yeah, so much for Nobody Leaves.
for Mr. Rafe here. So,
Also, it's weird because the character that Will.i.am is portraying in the comics is actually called Kestrel, so I don't know why we put the Spectre sign like, oh guys, it's supposed to be his name, because it's not.
How much you want to bet that Hugh Jackman's saying after he saw this movie premiere, my god, Hugh, what did they put you through? Don't ask. Oh no.
Yeah. In case you're wondering, the character of Fred is based on one of the actual characters in the comic, and one of the actual, or not original, I think it's original, but in case even so, one of the couple of first members of the Brotherhood of Mutants, the guys who usually help Magneto. His code name is Blob. Why? His mutant powers is basically the fact that he's unstoppable, but it's not necessarily fat. Here, he just became fat.
It's not so much that he's unstoppable, more that he's immovable. Here, yeah, he's just fat. He's not even
I'm
immune.
sorry, yeah, it's Juggernaut who's unstoppable. My bad. This is just... no. Like, I get it that maybe Blob would have been a bit too silly to include, but then again, you included Toad during the first X-Men movie, so you could have included Blob as
Oh,
well.
guys, he said Bob! We can all go home now. And he called him Blob. Duh.
he said Bob, not Blob. Ugh. Okay, that guy should have been crushed.
Yeah.
Get it? He misheard him.
Canadian.
Guys, question. Was one of the Blob's weaknesses is that he had dodgy hearing?
But, well, sometimes he's portrayed that he's very stupid.
Well, they are then. Guess.
Fun fact, recently he was actually engaged with Psylocke of all people, I think.
So, did that marriage actually go through, or
No,
did...
I don't think so. Just another step in Marvel Comics not knowing what the fuck to do with these characters anymore.
I'm surprised that they actually let Gambit and Rogue marry. Of course, that was after Kitty Pryde and Colossus split. Right at the marriage ceremony. Oops. Oh.
Oh.
Okay, not gonna lie, I actually kind of like Rafe's character here. I mean, finally, we have someone Wolverine can connect with. I can't see how they're gonna ruin it up. Oh, guess how they're gonna ruin it. Oh. That hurt him more than it hurt
hitting
Wolverine.
him with your fist did not do anything, but only when you give a headbutt, you get the metal.
Admittedly,
That's a nice shot.
to be fair, when he
Yes.
hit him with his fist, he hit him with the boxing gloves. Boxing gloves are meant to protect your hands. Hitting him on the head, though, yeah, unless you're Hammerhead, that's a bad idea.
It's a Simpsons reference. Come on, movie.
Yes, yes, it
Well,
is.
this was a Fox film.
Yeah, I get it, but seriously, why do you put Cyclops in Bart Simpson's shoes?
Hey there, kid. By the way, if we ever meet again years later and I don't say anything, we are never to mention this again. Now, I'm gonna chase you
Deal.
now. But yeah, okay. So Wolverine never remembers about Sabretooth. Freaking Cyclops doesn't remember Sabretooth.
Yeah, I thought his eyesight couldn't cut through stuff. It was just
That's again, that's Dibs, that's the thing that all people got wrong. A Cyclops eye blast, it's a concussion blast. It's essentially like a bullet. It's not a laser.
Which is...
Everyone thinks it's a fucking laser.
Oh wait,
doesn't mean that the original trilogy got that right.
hold on guys, get ready for an amazing revelation. Victor is working with Stryker.
No. Yeah, even Bobby's like, dipshit, that was pretty obvious.
I mean, the movie itself kind of reveals it before we even get to the actual
And just
reveal.
like I said, everyone who saw X2 already has this twist spoiled.
Well, to be fair, I don't think anyone knew that Stryker was working
Ooh.
with Sabretooth, but yeah. Yes, I trust you can handle the mutant who I pumped full of adamantium and is raging against you like a machine. Oh, God.
I altered the deal, don't pray that I'll alter it again.
Oh, goody. Wait till you see what was the steal that caused Sabretooth to betray his very own brother, who the movie has gone out of its way to say that he loves oh so dearly.
It's not Genosha, but it will do.
Now you may ask why they didn't just have the adamantium at this island, and I have no clue.
No idea.
Like, it literally would have saved them more time, probably more effort if they just did it on the island. Gee, it's almost like they were trying to have continuity for X-Men 2, but then realized, guys, wouldn't that make it a little too easy? Dun dun dun! You got played like a fiddle boy. Again.
Yeah, seriously, Logan, like...
Again, that's a pretty good...
Where is it?
Oh no, he'll poke him out with those cartoon claws!
I wonder who this prisoner is.
Oh.
Someone escaped.
We're about to get to him in a second.
Oh, Gambit! What's the end game, you ask? Why, it's...
It doesn't concern you, it's like 10 years from now.
Well, that's grim. And I know what you're gonna say. Well, Wolverine's supposed to be grim. Yeah, not the way this movie's been portraying him.
Yeah, but by the way, guys, I for some reason now have nightmare prediction powers. I predicted that Gambit been trying for years to get his own movie made.
Okay, yeah, let me say this.
They kind of started to get off the ground.
I noticed that in X2, there was included in a list of names, but it was cute. But yeah, this is your first introduction to one of my favorite X-Men, from the cartoons and the comics. Gambit, a French mutant who can use kinetic energies to infuse that energy into objects, including cards and a baton, in order to make shit explode. That is a cool concept, and the character of Gambit, while a bit lecherous in his habits, is a good comic relief. This is the only appearance that you get. Apparently, they wanted to get him into the X-Men team for a long time, and at some point wanted to rework that into his solo movie, but that got delayed and delayed again until the deal between Fox being bought out by Disney happened, and the movie was severely cancelled. So we got the Dark Phoenix in his weird state. We're supposedly still getting the New Mutants, despite its development cycle being as disastrous as ever, but we can't get the Gambit movie.
Oh, hi, John Carter.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's Taylor Kitsch as
Taylor
Gambit.
Kitsch has one of the worst resumes I've seen.
And I don't mind Taylor Kitsch as Gambit in this movie, I honestly don't mind him. Again, similar to Wade at the beginning of the movie, the character of Gambit is pretty much spot on here for what he needs to do. Maybe a bit too, pretty boy in face, but that's supposed to do the job, so I'm fine with that. I wouldn't mind if Taylor Kitsch reprised the role later on, but Fox didn't do jack shit with him until it was too late.
Yeah.
And now it is too late.
Hang on.
Yeah, okay, sure. I'll finish my rant later.
Yeah, they killed the blob off screen.
That's
Oh,
nice. Thanks,
Another
Steve.
off-screen death. Not necessarily off-screen death. Hey, you know the iconic character Blob? Let's just kill him. At least Bolt is a much lesser-known character. Don't get me wrong. I don't care for his death here and there.
Or even Castor, when he's played Kestrel.
Hey,
here.
you know what's weird? They killed Deadpool off-screen. They killed the Blob off-screen. They're killing the more iconic characters off-screen. Now, I'm not going to say that, Bolt necessarily got a much better deal, because let's be honest, he does so little in this movie, but I digress. But at least we get to see his death. It feels bad that I have to point out that it's so great we actually get to see their deaths. And speaking
How
of
did
deaths,
you do that? That's an anime superpowers understanding when a character teleports. That's so stupid.
and Rafe, despite being an actual decent character, is dead.
Very much.
Oh, and apparently he's a coward.
Holy cow, I think this movie has more deaths than X-Men 3 The Last Stand. Well, deaths that actually
Yeah,
matter.
the line he just said, where he said, "I never knew you had a spine." And he was like, but hang on, this film didn't really portray him as a coward, and yet now all of a sudden he is a coward, and then he dies.
I mean, Dwibs, it's almost like he was a member of a special task
This
force.
demonstration of Gambit's power is actually really cool.
Yay! It's a shame it has to
So
happen.
again, I guess my next best hope or bet is to basically wait until Disney decides to do something, or hoping to have Gambit being included in the eventual X-Men reboot. I guess.
Here's hoping.
But
Honestly,
considering there are so many characters and some more iconic than Gambit, I'm not too optimistic. Oh,
all it would take is for them to at least just do a live-action version of the cast from the animated series. Just do that, and
Maybe.
boom.
Maybe not exactly, because I mean there were a few examples where that particular version was about as subtle as a freaking hammer to the face.
well, that's in terms of personality, Dwibs. It's more for appearance and power.
Yeah.
The personality can just be reworked with good writing.
As well as character roster. Well, that's just 90s acting for you. I'll never
that
forget.
was easy.
Well, hey, now that he's got adamantium, he's tougher, stronger, faster, better now.
And Gambit's like, hey, I'm still here, I want to have a piece in my fight.
You will remember me, dang it!
Gambit, just wait for your own movie.
If it's a
that's
thing.
the problem.
I
Wait for it.
Not to mention, when it comes to costumes for the X-Men, Gambit is one of the more easy ones that could be easily adapted in a movie.
And why Gambit decides to step in, I have
He's a
no
dick.
clue. Ta. Okay, you got one.
X-Men 1 did that joke better, though.
It did. That's the thing. One of the best jokes in this movie is just a retread from X-Men 1. I guess the music is okay here. Okay, yeah, that's the thing.
Well, from Harry Gregson Williams, he's never made a bad score, from what I can tell.
That's the thing, though. This is like the first music track that actually feels memorable. Otherwise, I've been just listening to this movie on autopilot. Yeah, the music isn't bad, but it's not exactly,
What is this?
This is a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Why, apparently Hugh Jackman earned $25 million for this film, so...
I hope that was money well spent. Wow, that was incredibly silly looking. But you know what? At this point, I'll take silly looking if it at least gets something of a semblance of awesome. Again, mon frere, which accent are you going for exactly?
You know what's interesting though, guys?
What?
As each film went on, oh hi kid from X-Men 2, the budgets for the Wolverine movies got cheaper as they went on.
Jason, is that you?
Jason.
This
Yes.
cost 150 million. The Wolverine cost between 100 and 132 million,
Huh.
and Logan cost 97 to 120.
Okay, here we go.
And yet it's interesting though. The films had less of a budget, but they got better in quality.
I know, right?
So yeah, now we have the corpse of Wade. And guess what? This is technically speaking, at least, let's just say at least for a major part, the last time you will see Ryan Reynolds.
Actually,
Just saying.
The last we saw of Ryan Reynolds was
No. This particular moment is when you will see the last of him as an actor on screen. At least for the most part, but it will become more apparent later on.
As a cadaver. That's a pretty good metaphor for what they do. Thank you. Continuity errors much? Didn't you at some point send your son to go to Xavier's before
I'm
you
pretty
did the
sure
whole
he's
deep
lying
freezing?
his ass off as well.
Not only that, but okay, so he's got his son literally on ice there. Dude!
Oh.
You shoved it in the
Also-
dick!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this will
gonna
have.
get you in trouble.
Yeah, like how does the government not track you down because of this?
They do at the end.
A bit, I guess. Yeah,
Nothing comes of it.
yeah. Get it? Because he likes the cards.
Reminds me of that parody where basically Mask did a video which basically has Yu-Gi-Oh! Except with a game of poker instead. It's actually pretty funny.
There is also one parody image where Gambit is using kinetic energy to throw away the Egyptian god cards of Yugi, much to his dismay.
So, folks, let's see. We have completely ruined the
Yeah,
character
we're
of...
about to reach climax point.
So let's
pretty
see. So
much.
let's do a checklist. We pretty much have screwed Wolverine out of any chance of having character or nuance. He has not gotten to have any relationship with these characters before they're either axed off, put on a bus, or all of the above. The effects have been terrible. The action has been
Gambit.
lackluster. Gambit has been fine, but very
Just
little
jumping
used.
like a skipping stone.
Dwibs, are we missing anything else to make this surely the best movie ever?
This thing?
Oh,
Yeah, Jim, I just had this question.
Timing. It's timed oh so well. Ugh. Again, you know, I had to wonder, at some point, Hugh must have noticed how bad this was becoming. Oh, hi, Scott. You know, I don't know why, Gambit, but something about that kid really pisses me off.
He doesn't look pissed off here, though.
Yeah, he just looks confused.
very.
Again,
Even he's like, what the fuck is he doing in this? This is supposed to be my origin.
I really have to wonder, Hugh must have at some point realized how bad this movie was, because again, the way he acts in this movie is just like he feels so forced.
In some scenes he sounds and looks like he doesn't want to be there.
Especially when his accents... Oh, go on.
Just because there are times where he actually does put in a good performance, it's just really...
It's very inconsistent. That's what it is, Dwibs.
It's like I said, this
so-
is the first time his accent slips so much.
So
Like he's just
I really
so good.
wonder. I really wonder what was the sequence of shooting, like what scenes were shot before and what after.
Again, are you talking about this, or are you talking about how much of a trash fest this movie turned out to be?
Deadpool. Yes, gentlemen, meet the first cinematic official big screen incarnation of a merc with a mouth.
By sewing his mouth shut!
Granted, we don't see it properly yet, but...
Okay. The origin is wrong. The
Weapon
character
11.
is wrong.
It's
The
stupid
powers
as
will
well.
be wrong, as we'll see later. Everything involving Deadpool is so wrong.
Even the actor, aside from some close-ups, it will not even be Ryan Reynolds anymore.
So,
That's Scott Adkins.
So here's another thing. Yes, this film about Wolverine is also a film about how Deadpool came to be in this universe. I was
And
thinking, which, by the
supposedly the
way...
reason why it doesn't show up in later movies, well, sort of. We'll wait until the post-credits scene.
Hey, what a shock! She's alive!
Gasp. Funnily enough,
Honestly, the first time I saw the movie, I seriously thought she was Mystique in disguise, and that was supposed to be the twist.
one thing that's interesting though, Ryan Reynolds is Canadian, and yet Scott Adkins, who also plays Deadpool, is English.
Oh, goody.
And he has been in good films. Scott Adkins, he's been in Doctor Strange is just okay, but he's been in Born Ultimatum, Expendables 2, Zero Dark 30. He was also in stuff like
Oh, look at that! He literally painted her with fake blood. Remember when I said it looks fake? Yeah, it actually is fake. Like, and you're telling
it helps also that Silver Fox has some
powers of persuasion.
Yeah.
Oh,
Although
boy.
apparently that's not what happens in the comics, apparently.
Not only that, but okay.
Mind you, I don't know much about her, but literally quoting Wikipedia, Silver Fox possesses an artificial healing factor and an age suppressant, allowing for her to retain her looks after years of being separated from Logan. The end.
There's just one problem here, though. So, the way it works is like, well, she touches someone and she can get them to think a certain thing. Here's the problem, though. According to her, she was given a drug that made her appear to be dead. Shouldn't that drug have, I don't know, knocked her out? So how was she able to convince Wolverine that she was dead with her powers then? Like, movie, you just contradicted yourself literally 10 seconds within yourself. Don't.
Well,
That's so stupid.
you know what's sad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this isn't the worst film Skip Woods has written.
Oh yeah, I'd still argue that Hitman Agent 47 is worse than this.
Yeah, I agree. I think
again,
Agent 47 is worse.
Although again, even then, I'd argue that his worst one was A Good Day to Die Hard.
Really?
I haven't seen that yet, so I can't tell. Well, we'll get to it, Dwibs, at some point.
Yep, I'm never getting fooled again. So, basically, screw you guys, I'm going home. Yeah.
Totally.
So, yeah, never...
Australia, Canada.
I mean, now that you get down to it, his whole vengeance against Sabretooth is gone. Like, you know...
Not just that. It makes the entire movie pretty much pointless. Wolverine constantly jumps around getting played like a fiddle by everyone.
Also...
So depressing and pointless.
You're telling me that he doesn't want to kill Stryker after all this, despite Stryker killing his friends or stuff? Oh, boy. By the way, she has a sister. Get this.
When you have my permission to die?
Oh, by the way, get this. Her sister is Emma Frost.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Oh, yeah.
And it's also baffling as well you mentioned that, because the very next movie also has Emma Frost.
That's also the thing. Emma Frost actually has the power to persuade people. But Silver Fox doesn't, so why don't you just make her character Emma Frost?
Also another thing. So,
Oh, wait, this bit.
Sabretooth can't survive the adamantium.
And
Despite
apparently...
that being still an eating factor of his own.
And apparently this is why Sabretooth betrayed his brother and everything, just for
Logan,
adamantium.
It's not worth it.
You know, lady, you're touching him. Shouldn't you be able to... Oh, yeah, there we go. Why?
Because...
That doesn't make... Oh, by the way, I had to take off my jacket because it's serious, I guess.
We already did this, Logan. You keep stabbing each other with no consequences.
It's interesting, though, because the very next movie, First Class, also has Emma Frost.
Yeah, here's the thing. With Emma Frost in this...
Except there, she's a bad guy.
Well, that's how Emma
what
Frost
she's
starts
supposed
off.
to be.
Well, okay, it's a bit weird.
At least at first.
Emma Frost
Apparently
starts...
Apparently Bryan Singer hand-waved it off as, oh, by the way, this is just some completely different Emma Frost.
Yeah, weird. Basically, Emma Frost...
Well, I think back then we were the continuity soft reboot that we did with Days of Future Past.
Wait
So
for
we
it.
just invented a PR excuse.
Okay, so I want you to remember, guys. Stryker and X-Men 2 said you were an animal, Logan.
Do it. Sorry, we can't. Contractual prequel immunity.
An animal, I say! You are an animal!
Oh.
So, yeah, Stryker's just a liar, it seems.
What a surprise.
I mean, man, I get him being a liar, but that kind of makes X-Men 2 kind of a letdown in hindsight. Why did they make...
That's my favourite one of the original trilogy.
I know.
Not to mention, we didn't even find out how these two met and fell in love. Just FYI.
So, when it comes to X-Men Origins Wolverine, it's literally just how he was born, how he was as a kid, and
now he's like went completely to the trash.
Like I said, this is more like X-Men Mysteries rather than Origins.
Also, yeah, we're gonna activate Weapon 11.
Wake up, Wade!
Look at all the young...
Oh, hey, Toad!
Todd, Iceman. Look at all the young mutants who will not remember you. Is that Quicksilver?
Yeah, that is! Holy cow! Hindsight.
Yeah! That is such a stupid shot.
Again, how is it that in a movie about Wolverine they managed to make practically every scene involving him lame instead of cool? Oh, there's Emma Frost.
Hang on, weren't you a bad guy 10 years ago?
I reformed.
She was supposed to be even, older as well.
Emma Frost
Probably if you want to leave, Bob.
Emma Frost is an interesting character, to say the least. She goes from being a bad guy to being a good guy in the X-Men to being...
To be very ambiguously a good guy.
And in love with Scott on several occasions. Much to Gene's
that again, like I said, her power is actually to persuade people. And here we go! The moment everyone despises. Meet Deadpool.
This is a troll prank, right? Like, they must be trolling, right? Like, you sewed his mouth shut. Oh, and look, his katanas are his claws. Oh.
No.
How does he able to bend his arm when they're retracted?
I don't know. It looks cool. No, it doesn't.
No, it's not even. And not even just that. Even disregarding the complete destroying of the character of Deadpool, this is supposed to be your final boss. How? This is so anticlimactic.
Don't worry, guys. The real Deadpool will come along soon and shoot him in the head.
Yeah, I actually appreciate that.
But don't
he's even remotely controlled. This is so...
Hey!
Wait,
so insulting.
This was 9 years before Deadpool.
Hey, guy! Hey, Tio! Let's see. Giant and Boss, who's controlled remotely, even though in the original source material he wasn't. Gee, it's Resident Evil Apocalypse all over again, isn't it?
Oh, jeez.
Was that one of the movies?
Resident Evil movies, basically, basically, they just took Emma Frost's diamond ability, where she can make her skin all diamond.
She doesn't get it from the start, but way later on.
I forget, was that because her powers mutated or some sort
because
of
of the destruction of Genosha in X-Like Extinction.
Oh yeah,
basically
right.
there's a storyline where Genosha gets bombed. I forgot by whom specifically, and Emma Frost is one of the few survivors who develops the new ability of turning her skin into diamonds.
So yeah, so let me get this straight. They didn't include her mental powers, but they gave them instead to her sister, Silver
they just
Fox.
gave her their diamond power, but the mental power they gave her to her sister, which is Silver Fox, apparently.
So what, are these two supposed to be like decomposite characters of Emma Frost or something?
I guess.
Uh-oh. So she told her sister to go on because she's signed in. Oh, she's not. Why don't you go with him so you can get medical help, you idiot?
This is so stupid.
The stupid is piling up. We're gonna need a bigger shovel.
Or a bigger tower?
That's what I imagine Deadpool would be saying.
What direction do they go?
Right's always right.
Oh, what's this? They're being told to go left.
Sure, why not?
So, just for the record, Toad was with these mutants, so how did Toad become a
when
bad
exactly
guy?
did Magneto snatch him?
I mean, so I guess Toad never recognized the guy who shot lasers from his eyes. Hello?
Teleports behind you.
Okay, that would actually be funny if, Deadpool had his mantra on him, because Deadpool can sort of teleport in some ways.
That's the weird thing. The character Wade was so spot on in the beginning with personality and everything. So this decision of making Deadpool at the end like this was deliberate. So I'm really curious whose decision was it? The director, one of the producers, Skip Woods. Yes, Dwibs?
I know whose it was.
Who?
Tom Rothman.
Okay, this I gotta hear.
The executive of Fox at the time. Basically, they just did that. They just sewed his mouth shut because no
Let me guess. He thought that the original character in the comic was lame or something.
Well, no one knows the exact reason, but don't you guys find it a bit convenient that after Tom Rothman left Fox, they greenlight a Deadpool movie?
It's almost... Wait, so let me get this straight. Tom Rothman probably hates the character of Deadpool, because that's what this feels like.
Yeah, it's kind of like... It's like Ron Perlmutter when it came to...
Look, he's got the eyes again.
God.
Fucking hell.
So... No, not even close. Well, okay, that just is like taunting. You're taunting us.
Okay.
No, in case you're wondering, no, that's... No. Not just that, adamantium is not supposed to block concussion blast.
But they're not even concussion blasts, they're supposed to go right through, aren't they?
Also, you gotta love how Stryker types in the commands like it's an old DOS computer game. And that's somehow... Wait, so now the beam works like it's supposed to?
Yeah, that's the thing, one minute they cut through things, and now all of a sudden they're just...
As they should be.
Well, doesn't matter, now the fight's over.
Well, and that is the end to the Merc without a mouth.
Or as some fans call him, Baraka Pool.
Yeah. Because it's more similar to the character of Baraka in Mortal Kombat. Again, like you said, this is just... For a final boss, it's so wrong on all the possible levels. Scott, you could just explain. I guess even younger, he still had a stick up his ass.
Oh look, that special gun that you didn't share with anyone else to try and contain him. Also,
why did you feel the need to explain this to a random nurse?
Yeah, that lady, the one who's been acting sympathetic to Wolverine. What even is the purpose of her character? She's just there to look sad. Oh, but his memories won't go back. Really? You're that obsessed with this? Maybe you should have opened up with that bullet.
Okay, I get having to explain why he has no memory in X-Men 1.
Await this bit.
But what about all the others?
I thought he lost his memory
Huh?
because of the trauma of the procedure in X-Men 2.
We're brothers, and
That
brothers
too.
look out for each other. Again, unless I happen to join a magnet-wielding madman, in which case, I'm ditching you, bro. And I'm never speaking to you
Seriously.
again. I just have to wonder, if this movie were somehow a success, were they planning to, what, remake X-Men 1 so it would actually fit with this?
They were planning an X-Men Origins Magneto.
Well, yeah, we know what happened to that. That sort of got changed into First
Hi,
Class.
Gambit.
The fans certainly did. You're barely in this.
Yeah, I'm pretty suspecting that the Gambit movie was supposed to be originally a X-Men Origins Gambit.
You know, when you get down to it, Wolverine's really only killed, like, 2 people in this movie.
Well, aside from all the people who he killed in the war, in the montage.
Like, those count.
Speaking of unhappy people with this movie,
Yes.
Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee, the creators respectively of Deadpool and Gambit, both went to see the movie just to see how the movie portrayed the characters they created.
Yeah, I'm guessing Rob didn't took it well for obvious reasons.
Well, neither of them did. I mean, hell, Rob Liefeld said he wrote to one of Fox's executives and wanted to reshoot the film with Deadpool having a mask.
Is
Oh, wait,
that all?
that was his concern. I mean, I understand that Rob doesn't really have a concept of body proportions and everything, but that was just a minor problem with the Deadpool of this movie.
Well, Tia, one thing we sadly have to
But
remember
the
is...
the executives obviously just said no.
Fuck
Well,
it.
Tia, here's the thing. For as much as Rob Liefeld is the
And they
creator
ran
of
into
Dead...
the sunset at the end. Seriously,
Yeah,
that's supposed
no.
to be a sending shot and just no. Oof.
Okay, Tia, here's the thing about Rob Liefeld. Despite him creating Deadpool, it's Gail Simone.
Now he's an animal, like.
You were an animal, Logan! That's...
Also, that shaky cam.
And that stopped him, I guess. Anyway, the thing about Rob
Now
Liefeld
we
is...
have the magical mind-erasing bullets.
Yes. The thing about Rob Liefeld, Tia, is like, well, despite him creating Deadpool, he wasn't the one who made Deadpool the Deadpool we know and love. That was Gail Simone who made Deadpool the merc with the mouth.
No, I know that, but I mean in terms of appearance. So we'll just concern with the mask and not even the bodysuit,
You know, it's funny he's called the merc with the
or the
mouth,
powers of that as
considering
well.
It's funny he's called the merc with the mouth, considering he has a mask on.
Okay, you don't really need an adamantium bullet for her. You could just use a normal gun. Sorry, Silver Fox. It's still, contractual prequel immunity.
I really should, but because you're gonna show up in X-Men 2, I won't. I know that's not what she's saying, but that might as well be what she's saying.
Yeah. They'll make us know better than you. So basically, she's doomed him to a life of constant walking.
Wow!
So I'm guessing at some point he had to be stopped by someone, I guess.
Maybe there's
Again, there's a post-credit scene. Or a pre-credit scene. But yeah, there's actually some credits. There's actually some post-pre-credit scenes in this movie.
Oh, goody. Okay, guys, now it's time
Okay,
for
this
one
is-
last bit
this
of
is-
continuity.
This is what I was on about effects being worse.
Oh, I almost forgot. Hi, Patrick Stewart.
Ah!
Ah,
The fuck happened to your face?
it's... I guess... I mean, surely there are better ways to make it look younger. Like, didn't they do this better in X-Men 3?
Believe it or not, Jova,
Yeah.
in the DVD commentaries, Gavin Hood said that the exact same people that did the de-aging in X-Men 3 did the de-aging here.
What happened?
And here's to explain why Gambit doesn't go with them for some
They
reason.
went into the green screen.
You literally have him right there. Again, I don't get this. What is up with the X-Men films kind of taunting people of, the original team? Jubilee gets sidelined. Gambit? Sorry, you can't come. Rogue! Rogue's a whole nother bunch of issues.
Even Iceman's own character arc is so stupid and, little in comparison.
Logan? Duh, Wolverine? Who's that? So, when you get down to it, folks, if Wolverine had just told Xavier, the last thing I remember was waking up at this very island, and then Xavier would have gone, oh, well, I was there too. Maybe we were there at the same time. Also, did you also happen to see Occasion, by the way? I remember seeing someone who didn't come with us. Yeah, actually I do. Maybe we could retrace our steps and figure out where it came from. Bam! This movie is no longer needed when you get down to it. In fact...
Sorry, but we're gonna have to wait 27 years or...
In fact, now that I think about it, shouldn't this have been like some sort of flashback thing? Like, maybe have Wolverine in the present finding out about his past? Otherwise...
That too.
I mean, when you get down to it, if this movie were a success... In terms of, the actual film canon...
So what happens when he actually rediscovers his powers, like the first time he gets his claw out?
Yeah!
That would have been interesting to see, but nope!
Who is this woman?
I don't even...
Well, to be fair, her character's been so boring in this, he probably have that reaction even if his memory didn't get erased.
Oh, what tragedy. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to care when he clearly doesn't, and maybe if the movie helped me get to know her better, I care, but it didn't. What was even the plan here?
Bye, Gambit. I hope to see you soon. Wait. Yeah, it's not even funny.
This movie is like one cruel, long joke. It's not
More
funny.
torture. The only person who's having fun is the person who's doing this, I guess.
I guess Skip Woods had fun making this. I hope he did, because after
Skip
this...
wasn't even a fan of the comics, because honestly, this is the only major work for a comic book adaptation.
Like, heck, I'd trust David Goyer more with this. He actually seems to have better experience making comic book movies.
As much as he tends to make things so depressing on his own terms.
And that, forever, is the end. And so you'll probably be asking why Xavier never brought this up.
Yeah, by the way, there's some credits.
Okay, we might as well start the final thoughts in the meantime, I guess.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is by far and away, in my opinion, the worst film in the series. Yes, that includes Dark Phoenix.
And Apocalypse.
I don't think Apocalypse is that bad. But anyway, oh, hang on, here we go. I'll talk more.
So I guess the walking thing eventually wears off.
Oh.
Yep. See, it stops.
Yeah, turns out killing a high-ranking general wasn't the best idea.
But
Well,
he will
somehow
still
he gets away
and
with
manage to
it.
get, off screen.
Is there another after credit scene with this?
Yes, remember, Joe, that
Oh,
Dwibs,
right, that
continue.
one.
Yeah. But anyway, continuing my final thoughts, yeah. The problem with this movie, yeah, it tries to do so much, and yet it just discards them in like a minute. There's shitty looking effects. There's ropey direction. There's a script that makes no sense whatsoever.
In context or out of context?
Well, both.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not a good movie in general. It's just a complete trash fire, and there's not really much I can enjoy from this movie. The action's dull. The acting's fine. It's just, well, they're not. Well, I mean, because of the bad material, they're not exactly giving their A game. I get. I mentioned the effects, but they have effects that look worse than the movie that came out in 2000, and 2003 and 2006 as well. And I mean, the best part I can say is the music. Well, there's only really one theme I remember, and that's the theme that plays during the opening credits. Well, that's it. I'm done. This is the worst one. In fact, watching this again made me think that, you know, as disappointing as Dark Phoenix was as a conclusion, in terms of just in terms of like filmmaking, it's still a ways better than this. I mean, what else do you expect from a guy who hadn't directed action before, and a writer who, even before this movie, had a pretty shitty track record?
And it didn't got better after this.
Well, no. In fact, his very next film came out the next year, which was The A-Team.
The A-Team. I still have to see it properly.
I haven't seen it myself, although, again, considering who wrote it, I'm not exactly jumping out my way to see it. But yeah, that's it. This movie is complete shit, and I'm done. Fuck this one. But thankfully, the series didn't get any worse than this. In fact,
If anything, it picked up after this.
It got a lot better. I mean, granted, it was very up and down later on in the decade.
But it never reached these levels of low.
It never got worse than this, in my opinion.
It depends on how much you like or loathe the likes of X-Men Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix. Like, to some people,
honestly,
Jova, Dark Phoenix was just.
Honestly, Jova, if you had to ask me, for all its problems of Dark Phoenix, at least it's not this insulting. You know.
I guess.
And I don't think Apocalypse was all that bad.
I think to me, I just need a rewatch of both Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix. To me, it is a toss-up, though. Like, well, without a doubt, those three movies are contenders for, like, worst of the X-Men series.
Anyway, you're done, Dwibs?
Yeah, I'm done. This is just the worst.
I'll go next then.
Of the X-Men movies, anyway.
I'll go next. Yeah, this is just trash fire. It has an interesting promise, premise with the initial, not the strict initial sequence, but the ones where Logan gets tangled into the Team X with all the other characters, including Wade, for example. But right after that, the movie basically goes on a spiral down, and the only highlight of that is the character of Gambit, which is only appearing here, and he's just saying, "Hey, I'm in the movie. Please don't forget about me." Like that. Not to mention all the continuity hiccups. It really feels as if no one cared too much when making this movie. And it kind of shows, it's like I mentioned this briefly in the previous, some of the previous X-Men movie commentaries, but it's kind of a reflection of how Fox was treating this franchise with not a lot of care. The problem is that by this point, the MCU was about to roll out and give
it had
this
2 films by this point.
Well, properly, what I mean, people were not still expecting too much from the whole tying all the movies together. This was their best bet right now, and this was doing such a poor job at it. So at least I'm grateful that Fox picked up the pace after this, despite what may have happened with Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix. But this is still a stain for everything it represents for Wolverine, all the other characters, including Deadpool. Yes, I'm not giving over this.
Oh, God.
So, speaking of which...
Here we go.
Oh, God, I completely forgot about this after credits scene. But yes.
Well, it didn't lead anywhere, so... Handy. I get it, handy.
It's like the Addams Family.
Oh my God, his mouth.
Yeah, it's not Stitch anymore. Yeah, Yeah, I don't think so.
What was he gonna
Um,
say?
He said,
I don't know,
"Shush."
the N word. I don't know.
So,
Anyway, I'm done. Java.
take everything you know about Wolverine, take everything you don't know about Wolverine. It doesn't matter. Like, even if you've seen the previous films, it doesn't matter. Nothing of this movie matters. Even before it was made non-canon in, I'm gonna say 2016 or something, like, regardless though. This is one of the most poor excuses for a film, for an origin story, for any form of entertainment. They had an assignment. Make an awesome movie about Wolverine and use that as an excuse to tell his origins. That was so easy. Yet, they screwed it up. Every step of the way. Like, okay, the child bit is terribly performed. Like, it is rushed. We barely know the characters, yet they already throw us right in there. Then we get a montage, which could have been an interesting premise, seeing how Wolverine aged around the times, you know, or didn't age, but you get what I mean, how he went through all these different time frames. That's rushed through. So we get Wolverine on the Special Task Force. That's rushed through. We see Wolverine have with the love of his life. That's rushed through. We see him get the adamantium. That's rushed through. What isn't rushed through in this movie when you get down to it? And by God, the pacing is the least of this movie's issues, believe it or not. The acting is hokey. Even Hugh Jackman, who usually does a better performance, like, yeah, he gives a good performance here and there, but then there are these notable scenes where his accent is slipping. Like, he really feels like he doesn't want to be in this movie at times, despite how much he backed this.
Yeah, he's a producer.
I mean, you really do have to wonder if midway through development he just wasn't feeling it, and I wouldn't blame him because he wasn't the only actor who had who might have had problems with this movie. I know Ryan Reynolds certainly did, seeing as how after this movie he spent years, and I mean years, practically hosting a campaign
Begging,
to get
giving the pitch and everything for being having a proper Deadpool movie.
I guess I can't blame Ryan because poor guy had bad luck with superhero films.
Yeah, and my guess is it didn't really help that the superhero film he was in after this was such a box office disaster. He became box office poison. Maybe that's why they were hesitant for that.
I mean, I wouldn't blame him, the actor, but yeah, he had bad luck with superhero movies. Hey, you know what's funny? Green Lantern was supposed to start off its own cinematic universe, and look how that turned out.
Sure.
I mean, it's just, man, Deadpool. Okay, not only did you make Wolverine lame, you made Deadpool lame. Those are two characters who are pretty much easy to get. Now, I'm not saying that they don't take effort. No. What I'm saying is, like, well, they're easy in the sense, like, the Joker's easy to do. Like, you have to try to ruin those characters. They're practically gift-wrapped awesome to you. And yes, Dwibs, obvious example aside. But hey, honor among thieves, I guess. It's just, man. Oh yeah, the music in this is dull, except for that one track in the alleyway fight. Other than that, I can't be really bothered to remember the music in this.
Yeah, same.
Like I said, the characters, well, they don't really get much time to really become characters, do they? For the most part, they're plot MacGuffins every now and then. People who will die around Wolverine, which just gives a cheap excuse as to why he never runs into anyone from his past to tell him this stuff. And again, when you actually learn the answers to some of these mysteries, it just makes stuff even more dumb in hindsight. Like, literally, you're telling me that he never brought up that he woke up in this facility, something that Scott, Cyclops, or Professor Xavier would have probably remembered on sight?
Not just that. Scott and the others clearly should have. Well, Scott maybe now because he couldn't see, but some of the others, like Bobby, should remember the fact that he saved them.
Hell, Toad too. And we never find out what happens to a lot of these mutants either now. And
I guess we were supposed to with the other Origins movies. I'm pretty sure one about Cyclops would have been, at least on paper, being made around the time.
The probably would end up being millions of those films. X-Men Origins Wolverine, X-Men Origins Magneto, X-Men
Well, I wouldn't
Origins...
mind that Dweebs.
Let's not forget X-Men
Origins.
Well, let's not forget X-Men Origins.
Decent quality.
X-Men Origins Magneto ended up becoming first class, so.
I mean, what next? X-Men Origins, the building of the school.
I would not be surprised if that would have been.
Honestly, Dweebs, the Origin series wasn't really a bad idea. It was just having a really bad lift off.
It had such a bad start that this effectively killed it. And I hate to say it, I'm not surprised. Don't get me wrong. I don't support the notion, but I can see why this would have frightened them. Like, heck, you can't even get what's literally the easiest character to get? I fear to see what would have happened with the lesser-known heroes. God, imagine an X-Men Origins Storm movie. Ugh.
Especially without, well, technically speaking, for origin purposes, T'Challa is not important, but
I don't think
still.
Fox even owned the Black Panther rights.
No, I didn't. The only other major companies were Warner Bros. With Blades, Lionsgate with Namor, and
It wasn't Warner Brothers, it was technically New Line Cinema.
Well, you know what I mean.
Anyway.
But remember, but anyway, yeah,
right.
You're done, Java?
Just to cap things off, yeah, Stryker, Stryker is such a... He contradicts a lot of his points made in X-Men 2 when you get down to it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've raised up some of my issues with Stryker in X-Men First, X-Men Days of Future Past, but heck, that is not nearly as bad here, and at least there it makes something of a semblance of sense there. More on that when we get to that movie later. It's just the things that they got right in this movie, I can count on my two hands. Everything else is just God. And everything else is just so bad. And that caps off my final thoughts.
Alright, movie-wise, we'll see you back for X-Men First Class, and so when we'll get Trevor into it. But the good news is that apparently there is an official license game from this, and apparently, according to word of mouth, it supposedly isn't even that bad. So when I manage to get a copy, we'll see what it's about.
So,
see ya.
See you next time.
Until then, we'll see you for X-Men First Class.